Elon Mercer stared at his phone, reading the message for the third time. The kitchen was quiet except for the hum of the refrigerator, the evening light casting long shadows across the marble countertops. "Hey babe, going to stay at Rachel's tonight. She's having a rough time with the divorce. Don't wait up. Love you." Something felt off. Not the words themselves. Noemi had stayed at Rachel's place before. It was the timing. The casual tone. The way she'd sent it at 6 p.m. on a Friday, when usually she'd mention these plans days in advance. Elon set down his coffee and opened Instagram almost reflexively. Rachel's profile loaded quickly. Her latest story, posted 3 hours ago, showed her at an airport gate with the caption, "2 weeks in Greece. Finally getting away from everything." He felt his chest tighten, not with anger, but with a cold, crystalline clarity. They'd been married for 6 years. Good years, he'd thought. Noemi worked as a marketing consultant. Long hours sometimes, occasional work trips. He was a software architect. Stable income, predictable schedule. They had a beautiful home in the suburbs. Talked about starting a family next year. But there had been signs. Subtle ones. New lingerie tucked in the back of her drawer that he'd never seen her wear. Her phone angled away when she texted. Coming home later from client dinners, smelling of cologne that wasn't his. He'd told himself he was paranoid. That 6 years of marriage meant something. That she wouldn't. But she would. And apparently, she had. Elon's fingers moved across his phone screen with steady precision. He didn't rush. Didn't let emotion cloud his judgment. He crafted the message carefully, each word chosen for maximum impact with minimum drama. "Hope you have a good night at Rachel's. Funny though, her Instagram shows she's in Greece for 2 weeks. Must be posting old stories, right?" He hit send. Then he sat back, picked up his coffee, and waited. The response he expected never came. Instead, his phone remained silent for exactly 4 minutes. Then it started, typing indicators appearing and disappearing. No message. Then her contact photo lit up the screen. She was calling. He declined it. Let her sweat. Noemi's hands shook as she stared at her phone screen in the dim hotel room. The message from Elon glowed accusingly, each word a nail in the coffin of her carefully constructed lie. Shit. 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 She stood abruptly from the bed, her heart hammering against her ribs. Behind her, Garrett shifted against the pillows, his muscular frame relaxed in the post-coital haze. "Everything okay? I have to go." Her voice came out strangled as she grabbed her clothes from the floor. "What? We just... Now, Garrett. I have to leave right now." She'd met Garrett 4 months ago at a client networking event. He was everything Elon wasn't, spontaneous, adventurous, dangerous in a way that made her feel alive again. Where Elon was steady and predictable, Garrett was fire and risk. Their affair had started with flirtatious emails, escalated to lunch meetings, and 3 weeks ago crossed the line she'd sworn she'd never cross. Tonight was supposed to be their first full night together. A hotel across town, expensive sheets, champagne she could taste on her lips. She'd planned the Rachel alibi carefully, even checked her friend's social media that morning to make sure there were no conflicts. But she hadn't checked this evening. Amateur mistake. Sloppy. And Elon, steady, predictable Elon, had caught it immediately. She yanked on her jeans, her fingers fumbling with the zipper. Her phone buzzed again. Not Elon, a text from her mother about Sunday dinner. She ignored it. "Noemi, talk to me." Garrett sat up now, concern replacing the lazy satisfaction on his face. "What's going on?" "My husband knows." The words felt like shards of glass in her throat. "He fucking knows." She tried calling Elon. Declined. She called again. Declined. A third time, straight to voicemail. Her chest constricted. This was real. This was happening. "Maybe he doesn't," Garrett started. "He knows." She whirled on him, mascara-smudged eyes wild. "He's not stupid. I was stupid. God, I'm so fucking stupid." She grabbed her purse, her keys, didn't bother with her jacket. The hotel room door slammed behind her as she ran down the corridor, her heels clicking frantically against the polished floor. The drive home was a blur of panic and racing thoughts. Elon heard her car before he saw it, tires screeching into the driveway at 7:43 p.m., exactly 97 minutes after he'd sent the text. He'd been tracking her location on Find My Friends, watching the blue dot race across the map from the Marriott downtown. Not Rachel's apartment. A hotel. He stayed seated at the kitchen table, hands wrapped around his now cold coffee. He'd spent the last hour in complete stillness, thinking through everything with a methodical precision that made him excellent at his job. The facts arranged themselves with brutal clarity. The lies, the hotel, the pattern of behavior he'd ignored. The late nights. The new perfume. The way she'd pulled away from him in bed over the past 2 months, claiming exhaustion or stress. The front door burst open. Elon. Her voice cracked with desperation. He didn't move. Didn't turn toward her. Just sat there, looking at his reflection in the dark window, his face impassive. Noemi appeared in the kitchen doorway, breathless and disheveled. Her hair was tangled, her blouse buttoned wrong, her makeup smudged. She looked like exactly what she was, a woman who'd been caught. Elon, please, let me explain. Who is he? His voice was quiet. Terrifyingly quiet. It's not, I didn't. Who is he? The authority in his tone made her flinch. This wasn't the Elon she knew, the gentle man who brought her coffee in bed, who laughed at her terrible jokes, who'd proposed on a beach at sunset with tears in his eyes. This Elon was a stranger. His name is Garrett. The confession spilled out of her, weak and pathetic. He's a client. It didn't mean anything. It was a mistake. Please. How long? She hesitated. Fatal mistake. 4 months. Her voice was barely a whisper. 4 months. 120 days of lies. Of betrayal. Of her touching another man while wearing the wedding ring he'd saved 6 months to afford. Elon finally turned to look at her, and what she saw in his eyes made her knees weak. Not anger. Not hurt. Something worse. Complete and utter detachment. I want you to pack a bag, he said calmly. You can stay at your sister's. We'll discuss logistics tomorrow. No, please. She moved toward him, reaching out. He stood, stepping back before she could touch him. Don't. The next morning arrived with cruel normalcy, sunlight streaming through windows, birds singing, the coffee maker gurgling to life on its automatic timer. Elon had slept in the guest room, or rather, hadn't slept at all. He'd spent the night staring at the ceiling, running through memories like crime scene evidence. Their first date at the Italian restaurant downtown. Her laugh when he'd nervously spilled wine on his shirt. Their wedding day, her walking down the aisle in her grandmother's vintage gown, tears streaming down both their faces. The vacation to Colorado where they talked about baby names while hiking mountain trails. All of it contaminated now. Poisoned by 4 months of lies. His phone buzzed at 7 a.m. Noemi's sister, Lauren, she told me everything. I'm so sorry, Elon. She's devastated. He typed back, not as devastated as I am. But that wasn't entirely true. He wasn't devastated, not in the crying, breaking down sense. He was numb, hollowed out, as if someone had reached into his chest and scooped out everything that made him feel. At 9 a.m., his phone rang. Noemi. He answered this time. Yes. Can we talk, please? I need to see you. Her voice was raw from crying. The house. 11 a.m. Come alone. He hung up before she could respond. When she arrived, she looked worse than the night before. No makeup, red-rimmed eyes, wearing the same clothes. She'd aged 5 years overnight. They sat in the living room, on opposite ends of the couch they'd picked out together at IKEA 3 years ago. The space between them felt infinite. I'm sorry. She started with the most inadequate words in the English language. I'm so sorry. It was a mistake. A terrible mistake. I never meant to hurt you. But you did. His voice remained eerily calm. For 4 months, you made the choice every single day to hurt me. Every text, every lie, every time you kissed me after being with him. She flinched. I know, and I hate myself for it. Tell me why. What? Tell me why you did it. And don't say I don't know, because that's not good enough. Noemi wrapped her arms around herself, tears streaming freely now. I felt invisible. Like I was just existing. Going through motions. Work, home, sleep, repeat. And Garrett made me feel alive. Elon finished bitterly. Exciting? Special? Yes. She looked down at her hands. You felt invisible. Elon repeated her words slowly, tasting their bitter irony. So instead of talking to me, your husband, the man who vowed to love you through everything, you decided to fuck someone else. Noemi winced at the crude language. Elon never spoke like that. You don't understand. No, I understand perfectly. He leaned forward, his eyes burning with controlled intensity. You want to know what invisible feels like? It's watching my wife come home late, claiming exhaustion, and rolling away from me in bed. It's planning date nights that get cancelled last minute because of work emergencies. It's buying lingerie for our anniversary that never gets worn while apparently you're modeling new sets for someone else. Each word landed like a physical blow. Noemi's face crumbled completely. I see you, Noemi. I've always seen you. Every morning when you steal my coffee because yours isn't hot enough. Every time you laugh at stupid TV shows. The way you bite your lip when you're concentrating. I know you hate cilantro but pretend to like it at Mexican restaurants. I know you're scared of thunderstorms, so I hold you even when I'm exhausted. I know you. His voice cracked finally, the first sign of emotion breaking through. And apparently, that wasn't enough. Silence filled the room like toxic gas. What do you want me to say? Noemi whispered. How do I fix this? You can't. The finality in his voice was absolute. You broke something that can't be unbroken. So that's it. 6 years, gone. Elon stood, walking to the window. Outside, their neighbor was mowing his lawn, completely oblivious to the world ending inside this house. I don't know yet, he admitted. Part of me wants to tell you to leave and never come back. Part of me. He turned to face her. Part of me remembers the woman I married and wonders if she's still in there somewhere. She is. Noemi stood too, hope flickering dangerously in her chest. I swear she is. I made a horrible, unforgivable mistake, but I love you. I never stopped loving you. Love. Elon laughed harshly. You don't betray people you love for 4 months. You don't lie to their face every single day. That's not love, Noemi. That's selfishness. You're right. She moved closer, not touching, but close enough that he could see the genuine devastation in her eyes. You're absolutely right. But I'm begging you, give me a chance to prove I can be better. That I can be the woman you married again. Elon studied her face, searching for something he wasn't sure existed anymore. The truth beneath the lies, the woman beneath the betrayal. If, and this is a massive if, we try to work through this, here's what happens. You cut all contact with Garrett. You find a new job. You go to individual therapy and we do couples counseling. Your phone, your laptop, your life, completely open to me until I can trust you again. And if you lie to me once, even once, about anything, we're done. Understood? Yes. She nodded frantically. Yes, anything. And you need to understand something. He stepped closer, his voice dropping to barely above a whisper. I may never forgive you. I may try, may want to, may go through all the motions, and still wake up one day and realize I can't. That the image of you with him is burned too deeply. Can you live with that uncertainty? Noemi's breath hitched, but she met his eyes. I can live with anything except losing you completely. For a long moment, they stood there in the wreckage of their marriage. Two people who'd promised forever, learning that forever could shatter with a single text message. Elon finally reached out, touching her face with a tenderness that made her sob. Then we start tomorrow. Today, you need to leave. I need space. Time to think without you here. Okay. She leaned into his touch, memorizing the feel of his hand against her skin, terrified it might be the last time. As she gathered her things and walked to the door, Elon called out one last time. No, Emmy. She turned, mascara streaked and broken. The moment I sent that text, you ran home. Not because you loved me, but because you got caught. Remember that. Because I will. The door closed behind her with a soft click that sounded like the end of everything they'd built. Elon stood alone in his house, their house, surrounded by photographs of happy moments that now felt like evidence from someone else's life. He pulled out his phone, staring at that simple text message that had unraveled everything. One message. 14 words. The entire truth. And now he had a choice to make: let her try to rebuild what she'd destroyed, or walk away from 6 years and start over alone. He didn't know the answer yet. But for the first time in 4 months, at least he knew the truth. The end.